What are you guys doing this Sunday morning? Nothing? Headed to church? Just getting out of church? Me? I'm headed to, come on, let's take a ride with me. Let's talk. But now, guys, it's a beautiful day, just like any other day, but today just seems more beautiful because I guess it's the only day that really matters now, right? I mean, yesterday might have been beautiful, but it's gone, so it doesn't matter. Tomorrow, we don't know what the weather's going to be like, so it doesn't matter. So the only thing that truly matters, guys, is right now. And right now, we're alive, we're breathing, we're healthy, we're blessed. It doesn't get no better than this, guys. So you might have a situation to where you're not where you want to be. And I talk about that a lot because it seems like a lot of us, we're not content. Which is not the same thing as being satisfied. Like, being content means that you're aware of your situation, but you're not your situation. You're not victim of your situation. Your situation exposes you. Like, it shows you, the areas that you need to pay closer attention to, right? So we have to be content. And I see a lot of us, we aren't content. Myself, at times, I'm not content. I want more than what I have. I want to be further than where I'm at. And that's normal, guys. That's not something that's abnormal, or, there's nothing wrong with that. It's natural, because that's how we learn. But one thing I will say is that don't post it. Don't put your emotions on Facebook or social media or, any social media platform, because emotions are like the weather, especially Texas weather. They change. They change just like that. You could be upset, ready to throw in the towel, and you might receive a phone call that completely changes your outlook on life at that very moment. But you already pretty much put out there, like, to where someone can go back to and say, hey, wait a minute, you just said this. You made it permanent by posting, by voicing it, by making it to where it becomes an object. Like, you guys know what I mean. When you vocalize it, it becomes your reality, basically. So it's okay to have these thoughts or to have these emotions. Excuse me. It's okay to have these thoughts and emotions, but we can't. I think that's the best time to sit still when you're going through turmoil within. It's not so much to try to hurry up and make it go away. A lot of us, we run from our feelings, we run from our emotions, and we act upon it. So we let our emotions cause us to make a brash decision or impulsive decision, or to lash out at others. Sometimes that inner turmoil, whatever, the inner discontent, all it calls for is for us to sit still, to be still, and just let it flow through. And I guarantee you, once it flows through, you'll know exactly what you need to do or not to do once it does. But as soon as we get that uncomfortable feeling, like we don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, my motto and the thing I'm trying to do is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You understand? So that's one of my mottos. I have a lot of them. But yeah, I want to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I don't want to be to where I think everything is smooth sailing. Because in life, just like in the ocean, I think I've used this analogy before, the ocean could be still or it could be crashing, it could be waves. And it's all about your perception and how you look at things. So don't think that you're just going to have smooth sailing all the time, because you're being delusional. And then what happens is, because that's what we want, we put ourselves in a box to where there won't be anything to disturb us. So we only want to do things we're good at. We only want to be around people that won't question us. We only want to be around people that we can influence. We don't want any outside influences, because it threatens our comfort, our comfortability. So we don't want anything like that to question us. it puts our comforts at risk. Everything that happens, we do it to ourselves, or we attract it to ourselves. There's nothing just happening in the background and just say, hey, screw this person, I'm gonna get this person. No, there has to be something in you which reaches out, or that can answer whatever you're going through in life. So if you're very successful, that means that's what's in you. That's what your body's attracting. That's what your mind is attracting. That's what your energy is attracting. It's not, I'm a very positive, successful person, but bad things keep happening to me. No, that means there's a lesson to be learned, and there's something inside of you that's answering that's attracting it. So don't ignore it and say, hey, it's just haters. I really hate that term, man. Haters. There is no such thing as a hater, guys. There is no such thing as haters. I'm gonna be honest with you. And we live and a lot of us, I'm gonna jump around a lot, guys, because I have no script, and I'm on my way to the gym, and I feel as if some of what I'm saying might be valuable to some of you guys out there. But anyway, guys, there's no such thing as haters. There really isn't, man. And I've even fallen victim to thinking like, nah, that person doesn't like me because of this, because I'm trying to. No, that's, like I said, it's what's on the inside of you that's attracting that negative attention, guys. And we all know this. We know what's going on the inside of us. And because no one else knows, we think that we can fool ourselves into believing that there's really some kind of outside force that's going against us. The resistance that we have is within ourselves, guys. And what happens, it manifests itself through others. So whatever that's on the inside of you, you're going to attract that. So if I'm a negative person just because I choose to be, or just because of my situation, whatever happened, and you have negative stuff going on the inside of you, your energy is going to attract me to you, and vice versa, right? So now you calling me a hater and I'm calling you a hater, but the real problem is the negativity is rooted in both of us. You understand? So there's no haters. There's no one out to get you. There's no boogeyman in the closet. Everything comes from inside out. You understand? So it's just the way it is. There's no haters. You have no haters. That's inner voices. Your inner voice is attracting that stuff to you. Because if you're truly positive like you say you are, you won't even notice it. Because your perception of things are so high, you operate at such a high frequency that you won't even, that low rumble doesn't even affect you, because you're so high, your frequency. Like, look at a radio station. The higher the frequency, the clearer it is. The lower, the more noise you have, the more interference you have. So when you operate at a high frequency, even though there might be noise all around you, it won't move you, because you're at a higher frequency. So anytime you start being really controlled by external things, that should let you know that there's someone on the inside of you that you need to pay closer attention to. You understand? So there's no haters. There's no one out to get you. There's no, coincidences. None of that crap. Everything that happens to you is supposed to happen to you. And I know that can be twisted and taken certain kinds of ways, but at the end of the day, guys, that's how I live my life. So if you don't agree with it, hey, I respectfully give you that. I'm not going to try to argue with you or try to make you think the way I think. But that's the way I look at things, to where if I'm going to blame someone, I'm going to blame me every time. Even when I find myself blaming others and saying, like I said, hey, if a man speaks long enough, he's going to contradict himself. That's just what it is. But that's how we learn. That's how we grow. Like, I don't want to get to the point where I think I know everything and I'm not allowing anything else to flow within me. Yeah, I want someone to call me on my bullshit, excuse my French, or say, hey, you said this, but hey, have you thought about it this way? And I can say, damn, I can either let my ego take over and say, no, you missed the point totally. You know what I was trying to say. Or I can say, you know what? Let me think about that and let me get back with you guys. But, thank you for that, because it never even crossed my mind. Because we're all in this together, and there is no them, they, us. We're all in this, guys. So anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think I was saying, let me see, I said there's no haters going out to get you. whatever's going on with you, you attracted it. I don't know. Hopefully it'll come back, but as of right now, it went off and I'm lost now. Nah, just kidding. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. If you're gonna blame someone, blame yourself. Everything that happens to you is supposed to happen to you. You know, the good things. Why is it that when good things happen to us, we're all about, oh yeah, man, that was supposed to happen to you. Yeah, I knew you were gonna be successful. I knew that was gonna happen. You lose your job, you lose everything. Nah, man, that wasn't supposed to happen, man. That's wrong. That's not right. You're a good person. You see the hypocrisy in that? Think about that for a minute. Good things that happen were supposed to happen. Bad things that happen aren't supposed to happen. Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense logically. Even though I'm right there with you when bad things happen to me, or things I perceive to be bad happen to me, I'm like, dang. Actually, no. You know what, guys? No. I don't really even see it as bad things. The only thing that bothers me is when things happen and I don't see it coming. But once it happens, I know, just from being in tune with myself and just learning over the years, that when things happen to me, they were supposed to happen. Like, there was no mistakes. I have no regrets. I don't feel as if I was, well, wait a minute. No, I don't want to lie on camera. No, I'm pretty sure there's times that if I really think where I felt like there was an injustice on someone else's part, and I voiced my opinion. So never mind on that, guys. But eventually I'll come around and I know that it was supposed to happen. But yeah, you know, things when they happen, just know that there's a message. There's something to be taken from it, to learn from it, guys. That's the beauty of life. Like, if everything was smooth sailing, if everything went your way, I think that's what creates havoc. That's what creates chaos, because there has to be a balance. There has to be some kind of resistance, so where you can measure your growth, you know, your creativity. If everything you do turns to gold, you start to value less. You know, you're less respectful of things. You're less respectful for processes and systems as it pertains to growth. I'm not talking about closed systems as we're experiencing in our political systems of that nature, but it's a whole nother subject, which I can give my opinion on if you guys want, but I like to steer clear from that. But yeah, like you don't have as much value for things when everything comes easy to you, when everything's handed to you, or when you're just good at everything. You don't have any, there's no life, you know. You're just existing. It's just existence. There's no nothing, you know. So it's emptiness. And that's why a lot of people that are or consider themselves or look at things as if everything's easy or everything is boring, they create pain and misery in their lives and in the lives of others, because they don't know what it is to, or their perception of things might be a little bit skewed to where they think that everything is just, or maybe they're just good at everything. Either way, if you don't challenge yourself and you don't find yourself in a situation of that you're, you know, where you're uncomfortable or you're not knowledgeable in that area, it's easy to slip into that condescending, cynical, everything is just bland kind of frame of mind. You got to constantly be challenging yourself. Be around people that are going to challenge your beliefs. They're going to challenge you, not like disrespectfully or condescendingly, but just people that are going to make you better. You know, and that's my aim with Absomatic Fitness. This lifestyle I choose to live is to introduce it to others and to challenge them, to challenge themselves, to empower themselves. There's nothing I can do to make you better. Like, as far as me physically doing it, you have to do it. I can set the example. I can hold you accountable. I can lead by example. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to do the work. You got to put it in. You got to change your way of thinking. I can't change your way of thinking. And don't you dare give me the credit. Give me credit for changing your way of thinking. No. I'm just a tool. You know, for lack of a better word. you know, we're all just tools to one another. I'm not supposed to hold on to you forever and say, you know what, you're my safeguard. You this, my, oh man, you're my pride and joy. You're my, you know, was it Vida Lo? No, that's never mind. Tried to speak a little Espanol, that didn't come out too good. But we can't hold on to each other, guys. We're tools in a big toolbox called life, right? So grab the tool, use that tool, put that tool back, let somebody else use it. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other, to encourage one another, not to what's that word called when you a lot of people think it's love, but what it really is it's like ownership. Like you feel as if like possessions, possessions or possessiveness. You want to possess. I don't want to possess no one. I don't want to possess my wife, my kids, no one. You know, I love my wife, I love my family, I love my kids, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be me. I'm going to survive. I'm going to get better with or without them. And that's how we need to be. We don't need to have it to where we need one another, because we're already here for one another. It's like some things are only for a season. Some things aren't meant to be forever. Nothing is forever. You understand? So yeah, guys, we're tools. So I'm here to empower you. You're here to empower me. Your walk in life might be totally different from me, or what I want, the end goal that I want. But at the same time, there's still something in you that attracts me to you that I can learn from. And that's what we need to understand, guys. You have to be around people that are going to make you make yourself better. Not necessarily make you better. Oh, when I married you, you made me better. Okay, so what happens when she leaves you? All right then, you know, you keep on giving your credit to other people if you want to. Because at the end of the day, whatever you put in your mouth, you have to live with the digestive results. You know, you have to live with the outcome. If I choose to eat something I know I'm allergic to, but you eat it just fine, I got to deal with the reaction of what happens, right? So at the end of the day, don't give people your credit, but don't be prideful and egotistical thinking that you did it on your own, because you didn't. You know, we're all connected, right? But I can't save you. You can't save me. We can only save ourselves, guys. And what I mean by that is we can only from understanding can we learn and grow. You understand? So if I can tell you whatever until I'm blue in the face, but if you don't understand it and it's not registering to you, then there's nothing else I can do. It's not until you say, you know what, let me digest that, let me let it settle, and then let me get it back to you. You know, let me really try to understand it. Let me really try to just, you know, not even try to consciously understand it. Just let me just digest it and just let it take root. And then I guarantee you that's when things start manifesting and changing within your life. When you try not so much to understand it, but just allow it to flow. I don't know. Kind of confused myself with that right there, guys. But hopefully it didn't get so convoluted to where, you know, I confused you too. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm at the gym now. I don't know if you can see this, but I got my little elixir right here. Had the seatbelt on it. Wouldn't want it to spill over or get injured. You know, apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons, some cinnamon, and some honey. Right here, guys. Boom. Black coffee. But yeah, guys, I hope y'all can get something out of this. And, you know, I'm going to continue to do it because at the end of the day, I get something out of this. You know, I go back and I listen to what I say, and then I try to, what I do, I don't try, but what I do is then I, because I like to really reflect every so often on what's going on inside of me, like as far as my thoughts and my actions and how my thoughts lead to actions. Now, I'm not talking about getting down to the point where I'm just constantly just analyzing. No, thinking too much. I also, one of my mottos is also think less, be more, meaning think when it's necessary, but at the same time, be. You know what I mean? So anyway, I can touch more on that too. But yeah, so I like to make sure that I'm on track. I got to make sure that my words line up with what's actually going on the inside of me. So this really helps me out too, guys. So it's all about just being you, you know, be now, be you, be free. Really, you know, what it means is just to be, and then, you know, reflect and say, okay, well, I don't like that area, I don't like that, let me see how I can better improve in this area. You know, just like in school, you know, you might not be good at English at first, but you start looking at the areas that you need to work on, you get with the teachers, you get your tutors, and guess what? Your English is perfect. You know, you went from just not even wanting to do the class to the head of the class, just by putting yourself in a situation, allowing yourself growth, allowing yourself to learn and to feed off others, and boom, you got it. So that's what I like to do with these vlogs, is to put them out there unscripted, raw, and then go back later on, you know, not the same day, maybe a week, maybe a month from now, I'll go back and I'll go through and listen to some of them and say, okay, man, that right there really helped me, you know, because I believe that we speak through each other, you know. So we're all interconnected basically. And I'm gonna end this vlog here, guys, because I could be in this parking lot for the next 300 years talking, and that would not be advantageous to either of us, because I'm tired now. Till next time, guys, be now, be you, be free, and let's build together.